Testing two. Test. All right. Good day, everybody. Just curious how we're sounding right now. Doing a little sound check. How's it sound out there to everybody? Roman, how's it sound? You feeling good out there today? Um, mm, test one, two. Hello. How are y'all today? Let's see here. I don't feel like it sounds great. Let's see here. Sonia Terry, hello. Testing. Oh, I guess it does sound good. All right. Awesome. Thanks. Roman, my sound guy. So, Tina Bird, good to see you on here. All right, I'm doubling up my. Let me just try something. Tina, stay with me. I like to do these sound check things because I'm still a rookie. I am still a rookie at this. So let's try this. Let's just see something. Just curious what this sounds like. Testing. Made a change. All right. Hello, Tina Bird. Who else is on here? Where are you watching from? All right, I'll take it. Tina, thank you. Better the other way. I appreciate that. See, that was that was helpful. All right, very good. Going to here real quick. Audio, mic, boom. Hello. All right, Tina. Thank you, sound person Tina. I'm very thankful you're on here. Oh man, let's see here. I'm trying to get my studio all figured out in this new spot. Is that any good? Y'all good here? Just running some tests. Just running some some tests. Look at that. Just running some. All right, let's get rolling. Let's do this. Thank you guys for being here today. Oh, I got to turn that off. Okay, here we go. Okay, Tina, thank you very much. If the sound is never good, is not good sometimes, I would love it for y'all to tell me, because man, I don't like doing these things and then I get done and the audio is awful, and then you guys just had to like suffer through the pain of, man, I don't like doing these things and then I get done and the audio is awful, and then you guys just, oh, that's good. That sounds good. Let's turn it down just a little bit. Okay, man, there's been a lot going on, and um there's been a lot happening, and man, I really want to share it with you guys, some things that have been going on. There was a situation that happened last week that I am not ready to share quite yet, but I'm going to get there. And uh it's pretty much the other side of coaching. The other side of coaching that I did not I didn't really take into account. And the other side of coaching that I'm speaking of is loss. So yeah, but that's all I'm going to talk about that right now. But what I would like to talk about today for a few minutes is I'm going to give 5 reasons why we may be hesitant to speak up. And as I'm talking, and you're in the chat, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, I would love to know who you are, where you're watching from. So if you could just say hello, that would be awesome. Also, before I get started, I want to invite you into the Circle of Hope. Man, this has been an incredible community, and not just for the community members who are in it, but for me as well. When I went through what I went through last week, which was super hard, what was pretty cool, and I never really thought about how the community could help me, and it did. And so I'm putting a link right now in the chat for the Circle of Hope community. If you're interested in getting in that community, it is $14 a month. You can have the first 7 days are free, but this community has been huge, super encouraging. It's been awesome. I shared within that community what happened last week, and it was awesome to be able to share that, to get that off my chest, and then to have the community kind of rally around me. Again, I built the community for everybody else. I didn't think the community would really rally around me. So it was like the coach became the client, and it was pretty special. So thank you guys for those that are in the community, the Circle of Hope. It is awesome. If you're looking to get into something that's pretty awesome, and to get to know people that are just like you, who all around the world, then come on. We've got Wendy Kerr. What's up? I'm here. NBTX. What does that mean? NBTX, Wendy. I know I should know. NBTX. It's code. Are you safe, Wendy? Oh gosh. Are you at work, Wendy? What's NBTX? So anyways, but I got my new setup behind me. I'm learning. I've got some New Braunfels, Texas. Jordan, nice save for Wendy on the New Braunfels, Texas. Shout out NBTX. That's exactly what it means. That is what it means. That's so good. But Nolan Pelfrey, I see you on Instagram, man. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. So, but I just love talking to y'all when y'all get on here and talk. It is so much fun. So fun. So right now, YouTube is winning. We have more people on YouTube right now than any other platform. That is a first. So that's awesome. That's encouraging. Heck yeah. But all right, we got to go. We got to get going. I want to give you right now. I'm going to give you um 5 reasons why we don't like to share um our pain. And then I want to talk about something that I think is happening within the church, something that I've seen, something that I have witnessed, and something that I have been has happened. And there's been a few. I hate to say this, but like big name pastors that have recently spoken out, not spoken out, but have just confessed to some serious things in their life. And so I want to talk about that, and we'll talk about how to deal with it. But I do think that um, some of the reasons that we don't speak up. So here's a few reasons as I've been meeting with clients, as I've been growing and learning some things. So here's 5 reasons why people are hesitant to speak up, to share their pain, to share where they're at. The first one is the fear of judgment or rejection. You know, people will not speak up because they are of the past experiences that they have had. They have been rejected or judged when they've expressed those feelings. Um, and if sometimes somebody has if you have shared something in the past with somebody and it has been met with criticism or dismissal, even like something happened to you uh, and in your past, and maybe you share that with a parent, and maybe you shared that with a pastor, a friend, and that was dismissed. Like, hey, nothing was done about it. You did the right thing. You shared the thing, and it was dismissed. Man, that's painful, and that hurts. And I'm really sorry that you have dealt with that. But that may be a reason. That is a reason that some people don't speak up. And so the number one reason is fear of judgment or rejection. The second thing why we don't speak up is shame and guilt. Shame and guilt, man, it's brutal. Um, Feelings of the shame or guilt about your experience can make it seriously difficult to talk about it. So if you've experienced some sort of a abuse, for me, I am a sexual abuse survivor, and I try to be cautious with these words because YouTube and other platforms don't like it, and they like delete your stuff. So I I try to be very careful in what I'm saying. Cindy Watertown, SD, formerly Cleveland, Tennessee. So glad you're here right now, Cindy. But shame and guilt, man, those feelings of shame and guilt about our past experience can make it very hard. And so, if you have been abused in any way in the past, you may have some shame, you may have some guilt about that, even though it's not your fault that those things happen to you. And so, what do? Um, you don't want to be a burden to other people. And man, that's dangerous, especially if you have been abused by somebody who is still alive today. And sometimes we don't want to speak up because maybe it was a family member, maybe it was somebody that is well known in the community, maybe somebody treated you really bad, and if you say something, then nothing's going to be done about it, so you think. And so what do is you just keep it inside, and that makes sense why you do that. But I want to give you an opportunity to I want to be a place that you can speak about it. I really want to take the rug that a lot of people have they've they take a rug and they take people's pain and they take people's stuff and they kind of put it under the rug, right? Because it's easier to hide this stuff. And then when they put it under the rug, they put people and things on top of it that nobody can move. So maybe that's a prominent person in the community. Maybe that's a, somebody that no one's ever gonna challenge. And so what do is you just take everything that has been done to you, and the pain and the stuff, and you just keep it inside. And then you end up being upset and sad and depressed, anxious, angry, codependent, addicted. And you're like, man, what is wrong with me? And there's nothing wrong with you. You're just taking on the shame and the guilt, and you're putting it on your shoulders, and that's very, very hard to carry that alone. And whenever you can speak that out in a place that is safe, and you can speak that out without judgment, without without that other person um, feeling like you're a failure. A place that is safe, man, it's a game changer. How do I know that? Because I've done it. I have spoken out about a lot of things that have happened to me, a lot of things that um, you know, even in my own family, there were people that hurt me in a lot of different ways. And again, I'm very careful of what I talk about on here. I do share a lot more in the Circle of Hope and with my clients. But right here, there are people that are still alive today that have hurt me, and I have spoken out about it, and things have been taken care of with them. And I want you to know this: if somebody has hurt you in in the past, if somebody's hurt you in the past and you feel like, man, I can't do anything about it, I can't turn them in, man, you actually can. You can call, look it up on Google. You can call your local um, uh, police station. You can call and you can leave an anonymous tip about this person that did something to you. Because what happens is if they get enough ticks next to their name, then people are going to do something about it. And so it's just and if you need help with that, I'd be more than happy to walk you through that process. And right now you may be watching this like, man, I don't think I can do that. And I get it. It is hard because the next one, the third reason why people don't speak out is the fear of vulnerability. Speaking up about your pain requires you being vulnerable, which can be intimidating. And if you've been hurt in the past, the fear of being vulnerable can lead to a real reluctance of you sharing your feelings, because in the past, maybe vulnerability was a way that abuse happened or a way that something awful happened to you. And it's just kind of reopening that wound, which is super hard. When you dig into a wound that you've covered up for a long time, with whatever that may look like. Maybe you've covered up with work. Maybe you've covered up that wound with anger. Maybe you've covered that work with relationships that haven't worked out. But when you keep covering up with things, and then whenever you are vulnerable, like if you and I were meeting and we were able to kind of look back a little bit and we were able to peel back some of those layers that you placed on top of that wound, the wound becomes open. And then it like kind of hurts a little bit because you've been vulnerable. But here's what's so cool about that is you're letting the Lord into that wound, because you're speaking out about it. You're saying, man, I can't cover this anymore. It's too hard, and it's just getting infected. And that vulnerability and the fear of what's this going to look like can be very hard. And if you can talk to somebody who is safe, if you can talk to somebody who has been there and talk to somebody who has experience in walking people through this, man, it's a game changer. It truly is. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Whenever you do speak up, how it does change, um, it can change your life. The fourth thing of why it's hard to speak up is lack of trust. Lack of trust, man. Broken trust for people that you've trusted has hurt you and has caused you to just want to keep it inside. And especially right now, I do believe that the Lord is cleaning His house. I do. I believe that with all my heart. And you're like, Michael, what does that mean? Here's what that means. When I say that the Lord is cleaning His house, if you just look online right now and you can see that the Lord is taking um, some things that when I say His house, I'm literally talking about the church. And there are pastors that are coming clean. And here's what you need to know. They're either coming clean or things are being found out about them, and it's coming clean. And what that is doing is a lot of times we can beat up and get down and crush and, well, that person. Well, here's what you need to remember is that nobody's perfect. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Every single one of us, no matter what your title is, no matter what your job is, we have all sinned. But I think where the problem has become is when have some of these leaders have absolutely um, taken their pain and the stuff that they've done to other people, and they have put around them yes men or yes women who, whenever the leader of this organization says, hey, this happened, all they do is say, okay, you know what? We're going to put it under the rug and we're going to put us on top of it. So if anybody ever challenges it, they're not going to because of who we are in this community, which is super dangerous. And we're seeing that. And now what's happening is people are coming up under the rug and they're saying, no, 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 no. We're going to move the rug because we need to talk about the stuff that you're placing under the rug so it doesn't hurt reputation, so it doesn't hurt the organization, so you don't lose money and all this stuff. And so if this is you need to speak up and speak out. And I understand the lack of trust, the fourth reason why people don't speak up. I understand it because there are people that you're like, I felt like I could trust you, but now I can't. And then the last one, belief that silence is strength. Belief that silence is strength is another reason why people don't speak up, because you feel like for so long you have coped with your pain by being silent, and you've stuffed it so down that it's just better for it to be silent. And maybe as a child you were told like, hey, when you cry, when you get hurt, you just need to suck it up and move on and deal with it, which only causes you to grow up and to be like, I can't share my pain, I'm not hurt, all the things. And all this is doing is causing you more turmoil in your life. And I understand that. I mean, I was even, somewhere the other day and I heard somebody say, literally, you just need to man up. You just need to man up. I was talking to a female, by the way. You just need to man up. I mean, come on, dude. And this guy's like a leader. Okay, people would look up to this person. Here's what would be a better response, instead of like if somebody's dealing with something, you just tell them to man up. And look, that person, I'll be honest, emotionally, they have no idea how to deal with their emotions. No idea. Clueless. And that's okay. And it's been fun to help people deal with their emotions in a way that can help them. Manning up was what that person was probably taught. And now they just kind of say that because they don't know what to do when somebody else is dealing with dealing with emotions. And so they just say man up because that's their natural response. But man up means just shut up. It means just don't talk about it. It means like, hey, you know what? Move on. And maybe you are currently in a place or an organization that you are serving, that you're working, and you have brought something up to leadership, and it was told to you, hey, we'll take care of it. We got this. You just go do your stuff. We got this. And nothing has happened yet. I need you to go back to that person and say, hey, I thought you had this, because now the person that did this thing is now serving at your camp. Now this person is speaking on the stage. Now this person is running the business side of everything and handling all the money, when this person is actually not the right person for that position. And if that's happening, you need to go and say something again. And if that doesn't work, maybe you need to bring somebody with you, because that would help you. Just the other day, I was on a phone call with a client, and they were needing to do that very thing. They were needing help in having a hard conversation with somebody. And so what did I do? I sat in the middle of the conversation on Zoom, and it was beautiful what happened. It was really awesome, because the person that they went to wasn't very clear on the need that they were asking them to handle. And once they got somebody else involved, it helped them, that leader, to be like, oh gosh, okay, I now see that. And man, if you're needing that help, if you're needing someone to talk with you, to help get the word out, here's a link right here for you to get on my calendar. And man, a place that, man, we could just break it down. I can help you out. I would be more than happy to walk with you through a process of using your voice, because man, when you use your voice, there is so much power. Okay. Psalm 32, 3-5 says this. Psalm 32, 3-5 says, and this is David talking right here. When I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. For day and night, your hand was heavy on me. My strength was sapped as in the heat of summer. Then I acknowledged my sin to you and did not cover up my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave my guilt of sin. So this is David talking about confessing his sin to the Lord, and his confession brought relief and forgiveness. And he says it was so heavy on him that in verse 4, it says, my strength was sapped as in the heat of summer. And man, where I'm at right now in West Texas, boy, hot. It is hot. Okay. It is hot. And sometimes you can feel like that with your sin, with things that have happened to you, with stuff in your life that have gone on that are just heavy on you. And you're like, I don't know what to do. And you're keeping it in. And here's what I encourage you to do. It's time for you to get it out. It's time for you to find somebody safe, somebody that you can talk to, a therapist, a coach. It's what I do. I meet with people all week long who we look back, but mainly I help them take steps forward in their life. And it's neat to see so many clients that are walking free right now. And the reason I'm passionate about this right now is because there are people that are hurting so bad, and they are afraid to speak out. They're afraid to get help, and they're really afraid to invest in getting help. We'll invest in a lot of other things. And here's my question. What if you don't invest in getting help, and invest in a therapist, invest in a coach? What if you don't invest in my coaching, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until the time is right? Well, the time may become where it's too late. So what is it costing you by not doing it? It's costing you a lot. Look what David, whenever he did confess, whenever he did get his stuff out, man, it brought relief and forgiveness. And so here's the power of using your voice. I want to give 5 reasons about the power of using your voice, because I just talked about what it's like, the reasons why we don't use our voice. The first thing in the power of using our voice is release emotional burdens. Man, it releases emotional burdens. Speaking about our feelings, it allows you to release these burdens that you've been carrying, and vocalizing that pain is so helpful. It helps process and let go of those negative emotions that have been trapped for so long. When you can share what's happening in your mind, in your body, it is a huge relief of weight. And you don't even know what that feels like until you can do it. But I promise you, as somebody who has done it, who has done the work, it is very, it's very relieving when my shoulders aren't carrying everything, and I'm able to share that with a safe person, especially the Lord. What else happens whenever we can use our voice is we gain clarity and understanding. Man, when you start talking through things that you need to talk about, what happens is the cobwebs in your head actually start to clear up, and you start to think more clearly. You're like, man, why am I getting so angry so fast? Why am I all these things? Well, maybe because you're too worried about helping so many other people that you're not helping yourself. And so whenever you start to talk about yourself, and not like, hey, it's all about you, but more like, hey, I am struggling in this area with a safe and trusted person. Whew, powerful. What happens? You actually start to clear up some brain space. So I encourage you to do that. A third thing that can happen is when you build connection and support. When you open up to a friend, a therapist, a coach, man, whenever you open up, it just encourages the healing journey, and it starts to be like, man, I liked that. That was powerful, and now I'm being set free. There are so many times in my healing journey that whenever I have gone to counseling and I've dealt with stuff and I've prayed about it and I've given it to the Lord, I literally don't even remember why I went in the first place. Like I would go to counseling, and I would, I'm going to focus on this issue, and I would then talk about it, and I would release it, and then I would walk away and be like, I honestly can't remember why I went in the first place. And that's the power of using your voice, because the enemy, who is very real, wants you to keep it inside. He wants you to stay stuffed inside with all the stuff that you have going on, and don't share it. If you do, you're going to be hurt, and no one's going to believe you, and all this stuff. But then when you start to share it, when you find somebody you can talk to, it's a safe place, and then they give you ways to deal with it on the other side. So much freedom, so much joy. I mean, literally, people have lost weight by just sharing their stuff. I know that sounds like, Michael, no, that hasn't. Yes, it has. How do you know? It happened to me. When I started sharing my stuff in 2019, man, I lost 20 pounds. You're like, well, you started running. I did. but also the emotional weight of the bags I was carrying became way less, and I was able to live my life more free. The fourth powerful thing about sharing and using your voice is empowering yourself. Speaking up about your experience empowers you to take control of the narrative. So maybe, uh, like me, I had things happen to me when I was a child and as an adult. And whenever you share those things, before that, the person that may have done those things or to you or have hurt you in your mind, they have control over you. But when you start to speak about it, you gain control over it. Can I get an amen from the people in the house? You start to get control when you start to share your truth. Well, you're like, Michael, man, if I share this, man, it's not going to be good. If I share what happened to me, then this person, I'm going to hurt this person. Well, here's what I want you to know. If that person, if you're going to hurt that person because you spoke up, then that person shouldn't have played that part in your story to begin with. And that person needs to realize what they have done to you is not right, no matter who they are, no matter what they've done. And maybe that person is not the person that hurt you. Maybe that person is the person that put it under the rug and told you, hey, it's going to be, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. But nothing happens. All that happens is they got busy, they forgot about it, and they didn't take care of it. What did they do? They just put it under the rug and put powerful people on top of the rug and put furniture and tradition on top of the rug so that we're just going to keep it under the rug. Well, what you're seeing right now in the world are people saying, no, 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 no. Let's move the people. Let's move the furniture. Let's move the tradition. And let's get out from under the rug the stuff that I talked about, the stuff that has happened to me. And what's happening is people are being set free. You're like, no, Michael, people aren't being set free because people are being hurt. Families are being destroyed. No, actually, there is freedom happening even whenever people confess to being hurt by other people in organizations. The people that are confessing are being set free, and the people who have made the mistake are being set free too. How are they being set free? Because it's coming to light. Whatever comes to light, the Lord can heal. So, Michael, are you taking up for the abuser? I'm not, but I do know Jesus Christ died for that person, and Jesus Christ can heal that person, and Jesus Christ can set that person free as long as they're willing to say, you know what, I screwed up. I'm asking for forgiveness. Man, that's powerful. Let's go. Let's move on. Let's take it. Own it. The last thing that happens whenever we speak up is encouraging growth and change. By using your voice, it truly can facilitate a growth in you that is so beautiful. It enables you to challenge old patterns, to seek brand new perspectives, and to make positive changes in your life. So when you do this, you literally are taking steps forward to a whole new you. Maybe for you, you've been in a place to where you're like, man, I just have not done this thing that you've wanted to do for so long. I am struggling in this area, and I want to do this and I can't. Well, maybe it's because you're staying locked up in the space that you have been for a long time. But once you start to talk about it and once you start to let it go, it's powerful what happens in that. Man, so if you're watching right now and you have any questions, you have something you'd like to say, if you could put it in the comments, I would love to hear from you and have a little conversation about any of this. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for the thumbs up, Jeremy Poland. So good to see you guys on here. This has been awesome. Who is on here right now? Just say me. Just put in the chat. Just say me. I'm here. If you are just now watching this, please go back and watch the replay on YouTube, and that would be awesome. So a little update on us. Y'all like my new background? I'm trying. I'm trying. Y'all see that picture back there is Aaron Ortega, my man. Good to see you. See that picture back there? I have traveled all around with this picture. It is a tree and a fence, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God." And that's one of my favorite verses. It is incredible. Be still and know that I'm God. I've got some books. Let's see. Win the Day. Have y'all read that book? Anybody read that book? Anybody? Win the Day. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy's saying she loves that picture. I do. It's just awesome. I've had it everywhere. In every office that I've worked at in different churches, I've had that. And then the other book, Atomic Habits. Anybody read Atomic Habits? It's a good book. Like, that'll jack you up. Atomic Habits, great book. And then Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Groeschel. Great pastor and leader. Really, really awesome. So Cindy, where are you living right now? Let's see. It says Watertown, SD, South Dakota. Man, I have a client in South Dakota. Y'all should hang out. Formerly Cleveland, Tennessee. Oh man, y'all! I just spilled coffee all over my laptop and my phone and all the things. That's not good. That's not good. But y'all on here? What's up? Ask me a question. I know y'all just watching. You're just listening right now. I appreciate it. Well, I am about to go meet with a friend, a client here in a little bit. It's 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. And man, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. If I can do anything for you, if I can help you at all, maybe you know somebody that is struggling. Maybe you have a family member that is just going through it. I would encourage you, please reach out. Reach out today before it's too late. What does too late mean? It's too late. And so I want you to reach out before it is too late. You're like, Michael, man, how much does it cost? Who cares? Who cares how much it costs? I mean, we buy so many things that don't matter. But are we willing to invest in ourselves and our family members who are struggling? That is what matters. That's what matters. How much does it cost? Man, let's talk about it. I'll get on the phone with you. I have payment plans. I have ways that I can work with you. This is my full-time job. It's what I do. I also help people in some other areas. I help people with their social media as well. Running social media for a few businesses has been awesome. I do that. And the biggest thing I do though is my coaching. So those are two things that I love and enjoy. So if there's anything I can do for you at all, please reach out, let me know. And we'll see you later this week. I'll probably go live again a few other times this week. So hope you have a great day. We'll see you later.